strongest thing in the game. It had like 200 wounds one time because I tried to kill it because I wanted to tame it. And you can tame things by hurting them and then healing them. So I shot it and it had 200 wounds, and it died before I could fix it because it had 200 fucking wounds. But it takes a lot to kill it. And my plan was like, alright, I'm gonna eat a fucking Thrumbus. So I get all my guys, and I get them over there, and I just start fucking beating away at this Thrumbus. And these fucking 5 guys slowly fucking beat this thing down. 3 of them get injured. And the other 2 are still up. So I have one of them beat it to death, while the other one goes and fucking slowly fixes the rest of them so they don't bleed to death. Mm-hmm. And it worked. I slowly killed it. And what I got out of it is a Thrumbus Horn. And a Thrumbus Horn is a really good melee weapon. So I was just like, alright, everyone's really fucking injured. But I got a Thrumbus Horn and a lot of meat.
Jesus.
That was like my most memorable thing I think I can remember was playing with Ireland and just having the group of cannibals that beat the shit out of everyone.
The biggest creature on Earth.
Yeah, we'll have to try that sometime. That game would be a lot easier for me to run on my computer.
Oh yeah, it's not graphically demanding at all.
It's not graphically
so
demanding,
simple.
And because it's so simple, it wouldn't be so internet demanding either.
Yeah.
So,
it's a multiplayer mod, and
it's not like
it came out like 2 years ago, and they never really updated it at all.
Oh,
so it's really not huge.
It's just kind of
like loading the game. So like it's like a 1-off or maybe 2-off at most, because like when you reload the game as a multiplayer, it's got to regenerate. Was it everything, right?
Every single thing.
So it's got to gotta go all the way from the entire time you've been playing. To, like fast forward.
Sometimes it doesn't like to reload, so it'll take like 10 minutes to have that person load everything.
The entire thing.
You'll play for 30 seconds, and it'll be like, this person is desynced, and it'll have to do it all over again.
Oh my god.
And it happens.
Never mind.
It is incredibly.
That would be such a pain in the
I think
ass
it happened because we were trying to run mods with it.
Yeah.
That's why it happened, because it is not compatible with almost any mods at all. So how have you guys been doing during coronavirus?
Fuck. God, that was the one you
fucking
came up
went
with
to
off the top of your head.
What have you guys been doing during coronavirus? I know it's become a way of life now. This is just life now. Existence is just hide.
Yeah, for the most part. We've been taking it pretty well. It's been shitty, but especially with work because we can't fucking get anything.
What do you mean? Manufacturing
is shut down, which means that especially in construction, because we rely so much on manufacturing to get us the materials that we need, like breakers. We're out of breakers. We're out of pipe. We're out of boxes to even put wire into, which is fucking ridiculous. It's this dinky little plastic box that costs like 10 cents and 2 nails. And they're out of them. They come in packs of like 40 and they're out of them. But we're not the only ones either. HVAC can't get master coils, and it's been shitty for everyone.
I sure wish I knew what you were talking about.
I know, that's why I'm trying not to get too technical about it, because I know not very many people are going to know about it, so I'm just trying to keep it as general as possible.
I know for logging, log prices have gone down. They've gone down. The mills are paying less for wood than usual. A little bit less, not much less. But the mills are selling the wood that they're making for like triple that they usually would.
Yeah.
They're completely ripping off loggers.
They have. Oh, that's been the truss packages. We can't find truss packages, of course, in the middle of fucking Eastern Washington. But even when we can't...
Yeah.
You know what trusses are?
What are you up to? Oh, truss.
Truss.
Oh, these a trust package. I'm like...
Oh, truss.
Oh, for like ceilings?
See, I'm talking like the frame of the house.
I was like,
what the fuck's a trust package?
We call them truss package.
It still sounds like trust package.
I know. Okay. I'm talking truss with 2 S's, not an ST. We're talking about 2 S's here. But anyways, they can't find them, and even if they can find them, they're at like a $5,000 to $8,000 markup, which is fucking insane.
Yeah, it just light building material, because like even before the virus, like most building materials have become really light and like it's not as durable or as heavy.
Yeah.
Like they
Oh,
try
that's
and make
fucking
houses
shown.
like as cheaply as possible.
Yeah.
And now even the cheapest material is still now skyrocket expensive.
That's insane.
Like-
It's retarded, but
Like one of the
not much we
things
can
I've
do
learned
it.
about in Fire Academy was like when you have like a fire in an attic, all those trusses they're basically put together with like the simple little sheet of metal that you kind of just bop in and it'll hold it together.
Yeah.
But if it gets hot, it'll fall off or just come off because it gets hot,
That makes sense.
and the whole thing will just fall apart because the entire thing that's holding all of the boards together just comes apart.
Right.
Because of these simple, instead of just using nails and screws, which would last longer if there was a fire, it'll just fall apart and just burn even faster than it usually would.
So that makes it burn even fast. I would think that it would like smother the fire. To like just have it like fall apart in on itself.
When it's
called
in
error.
when it's in a house, and when you have a house on fire, it gets to like 1,000 degrees more than that.
Oh, fuck.
It's gonna burn. If there's
okay,
oxygen,
that's-
it doesn't
that's
matter
pretty
if it's
fucking
on the
If
ground.
it collapses,
it's gonna fucking
a lot
burn.
of oxygen going into it.
Mainly because a lot of building materials now, almost everything is made out of petroleum, or petroleum, something like that, and that's just gas. That's just
Right.
gas. So, like everything in this room is more than likely mostly made out of petroleum. If this thing starts to go up,
The
this
whole
thing
thing.
is gonna go up unless someone puts water and foam on it.
Is it really? I would have
Yeah.
thought that. Well, because from what I know about constructing houses, it seems like they're pretty fireproof. Like they pretty much the only thing that can burn in the house is the walls. Because you can't burn drywall, you can't burn insulation.
It'll go through it. It'll burn insulation.
Will it burn? I didn't. I thought
I
insulation
was on a fire
supposed
the
to be-
other day. It was on fire.
Oh, I thought. Okay, look, I don't. I
I
build
burnt it myself.
I build houses. I don't stop houses.
Well,
from
it kind
being
of burnt
destroyed,
through
so-
it and destroyed the insulation. Like
Gotcha.
it helps insulate, but it's not going to stop 1,000-degree fire from going through it.
I guess that makes sense. I guess it just makes it harder to start a fire in the house.
And a big problem is when insulation gets caught on fire. It's insulation. It's in the air now.
Yeah.
That's one of the many things with the fires. There's like cancer-causing products. There's
Right.
fucking lots of little particles
Yeah.
that are horrible for your lungs.
You got all those all the carcinogens just from
Everything.
burning. Because just burning things creates.
What is the most like heat? What is something in the house that you think would make the most heat?
That would make the most heat.
Generate the most I don't know, like
Combustible?
like energy amount of heat, something in a house.
I would say like an oven.
Sorry.
Because those are just like.
Oh, you mean burnable or just what start?
Would start.
Anything in the house that would like burn all the way through, make the most energy. I guess is the best way to say it.
Like what would burn the best?
Yeah,
I would argue carpet.
I would say carpet, but. Okay. Well, I guess. Okay. Assuming the house is already built.
it's a completely living in house. Someone's
Yeah.
living in it.
I would say the 2x4s in the walls, because those are just the most flammable thing that I can think of in a house.
It is a couch.
A couch.
The stuffing in a couch
Oh.
that's made out of petroleum. That's made out of
Outside
petroleum. The
the-
covering
Okay, yeah.
that's like pleather. That's
Yeah.
fake leather. That's made out of petroleum. There's wood in it.
Not just the
that thing
petroleum,
will
but
burn
the airspace
like-
between everything.
like-
That's got so much surface
That
area.
thing burns like twice as hot as everything else in a house.
That makes sense. That's
It's just
interesting.
a
I was thinking the same
compact-
thing with like the carpet because I'm like, oh, it's like
I get
yeah,
carpet-
that's made out of the same thing,
Yeah.
but it's not as like just a big
a
block
big
of it.
block.
Yeah, the carpet would make sense. God, I should have been thinking about. I would have. I would have had I gone through it and I was like, okay, what in the house has the most surface area of anything?
Carpet
And I would have been
makes
like,
sense.
okay. Then I probably would have said carpet because I've been like, oh, well, okay, that's the most obvious one. But fuck, that's interesting.
But we put out a house the other day, and that whole thing looked like it was on fire.
Yeah.
We go up to the front door and there's just flames coming out. I was just like, that thing looks like it's gonna go up, and they just keep putting water on it. You just spray water on it for like 10-15 minutes. You just spray water.
Just keep.
Eventually, we put the whole thing out after like 2 hours.
going. Right.
You just like there's a hole in the wall because there's a fire in there, so now you just spray there. There's like a door. There's like a doorway without a door because this is like a house that no one's living in at that moment.
Like a train.
And you just keep spraying in water. You can see the inside of the attic because it burnt through the wall.
Yeah.
You just spray up in there, And that thing, like, if that thing got to burn for like another 5 minutes without anyone there, I think that whole thing probably would have went down. Because those trusses, like you were talking about, those cross beams that go across the ceiling, those things were bent down in the middle, probably like a foot or two.
Right.
Because it was just sagged from having been
Oh,
charred
yeah.
and then getting soaked with water, just everything. I was like, I don't know if we want to keep spraying water on that. It looks like it's... But I was working with guys that have been in the fire service for like 18, 20 years. Just like, if they're doing something, I'll just do what they say. Just They know what they're doing.
Probably not.
So I know you've only been doing it for a little bit here, but since I have somebody to ask, fuck. Go figure.
Yes, it does, Devin.
Is it okay?
I've been doing it for like 3 months. I don't really know too much.
Okay, but
4 months.
You've been on the job at least. So
I've been on one singular structure
You've
fire.
been on one structure fire. Okay. In your experience, is the job as dangerous as it seems, or at least as what we're told?
We wouldn't go. That house that we went to, it was a very like ramshackle, put together house. I don't think. I think they said after we wouldn't probably ever go into that house, just for the safety of the firefighters, unless that thing was almost completely put out. The only reason you want to go into that house is to put out little fires so it wouldn't start back up again.
Okay.
But yeah, going into a burning building, that's very dangerous. The
I would
floor might
imagine.
go out under you. The ceiling might cave in. You might there might be an attic fire, and you. I heard one time they were on the roof to do ventilation to let the smoke out, so it doesn't, so firefighters can get in there. And they're going on the roof, and it just collapses under their feet, and they're just they're in an attic that is on fire.
Right. Okay. I guess that makes sense. The reason I ask is because like with my experience with being an electrician, there was a lot of because you get told that it's one of the most dangerous jobs. It's like right next to crab fishing.
Fishing, logging, and electrician is like
the top shit.
Three most dangerous, but I don't think they add like firefighter and cop to it, because not many people die in the fire service. It's just very dangerous.
I think you'll
get very injured, because right about 20 feet away from you is the people in the country who are trained to help you. So if you get injured, you have like 15 people, 10 people. Those are the people that are priority. They're the people that are trained. Like no one else is going to come and save you.
Right.
These people are the people that will save you. So 10 feet away is the people that will save you.
These people are top priority. But that's the reason I ask, because a lot of the preconceptions that people have, like especially about being an electrician, is that it's incredibly dangerous, and it can be, especially when you're working
especially when you get two near-death incidents.
Well, that's what it's kind of taught me, is that it can be dangerous, but as long as you have the right safety precautions in mind, it's not really that dangerous, because I cut every wire before I go and work on it, which, we have insulated strippers, so if it's a live wire, it's not going to shock me, but I'm going to find out if it's live. And if it is live, there's a good chance that it's going to trip the breaker anyway, so just cutting the wire can often make it a dead line. So it doesn't... So it can be dangerous as long as you're not being retarded, not putting a guard on the stairway like we did, which is the reason I fell into the staircase. Otherwise, I would have fallen onto the guard and probably have hurt myself, but I wouldn't have fallen into a staircase. But
I think crab fishing is the most dangerous.
It is.
I know it's in the middle of nowhere.
That's
it's
the
not
one,
even land.
That's the one thing that's like, I don't even have to like ask if that job is dangerous, because I've seen, because even Dangerous Catch
deadliest catch.
Deadliest
dangerous catch.
Did I say dangerous?
Yeah.
I meant to say deadliest. I'm sorry.
Wow, we're the ones that need to not fuck with your audio as you lean right into the mic and go.
Shut up. but yeah, what the fuck was I talking about?
Deadliest catch.
Dangerous catch.
A dangerous catch. Because even the TV show kind of dumbs down the danger of it a little bit. Because my dad used to be a crab fisherman. That was one of the things that he used to say was, if you went overboard, you'd throw like everything that would float overboard, and it wasn't to save the person, it was just to recover their body, because in the Bering Sea, you die in like less than a minute if you're in that water, and that's if you're in a Gumby suit too.
Yeah.
So even just falling off deck, like, you're already dead. We're just